Us now to talk more about the report is the Vice President of Wilsey Asset Management, Chase Wilsey. Good to see you, Chase. How are you?
Good to see you as well.
What do you think about this jobs report? It was not very good. Why were the numbers so low?
Well, I think it was not very good, and I think when you dig down deeper, I think it actually gets worse. And what I mean by that is obviously you missed the headline number, but the revision to the two prior months, that was a big concern on my end. I mean, you saw a negative revision, about 258,000 jobs. May and June, you only saw gains of 19,000 from 100,000 plus those months. Yeah. There's some concerns within that. And then also too, I mean, if you look at the headline number, again, adding about 73,000 jobs, healthcare and social assistance added 73,300. So it was definitely a very weak labor report, to say the least.
So why do you think the numbers were so low, and especially, I mean, why were they lower than these predictions?
Yeah, I really am going to contribute a good amount of that to the tariffs and trade deals. And obviously, it's no secret, there was a lot of confusion, there was a lot of messiness about what was going on with tariffs. Now we do have a little bit more of, I'm going to say, firm footing. We know we have trade deals with Japan, we announced one with South Korea, we announced one with Europe, so we have a little bit more coming in. There's still question marks around China, still question marks around Canada and Mexico, major trading partners there. But businesses, when they don't know exactly what things are going to look at, they might say, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, I'm going to take a little bit of a pause. We'll figure things out when we actually have a firmer understanding of what's going on.
Was it that people are getting laid off, getting fired, maybe retiring, or was it more that just companies decided we're not going to start hiring any more people, we're going to just leave it alone right now?
I really think it's the latter. I really think companies right now are kind of a wait-and-see approach. They're actually really not firing that heavily. If you look at layoffs, they're about 1.6 million. That sounds high, but if you actually look at the details of it, it's not that troubling. If you look pre-COVID from about 2000 to 2020, pre-COVID again, you had about layoffs average 1.91 million a month. So coming in at 1.6 million, it's actually below what we've seen historically. So layoffs weren't a problem. I think it is, again, just, I'm going to say, a hiring hiatus until companies knew what was going on.
Do you think AI, artificial intelligence, is taking some of these jobs that maybe people were taking otherwise?
I still think it's a little bit early for AI. I think there will be maybe some concern about that going forward, but at this point in time, I think it's a little bit early for AI to be a major concern.
What about deportations?
I mean, deportations, it could be having an impact. I mean, a big problem we're seeing with the labor market is actually filling those jobs. The unemployment rate's still about 4.2%, which is historically low. Okay. And when you actually look at the number of people that are unemployed, the average length they've been unemployed now is about 24.1 weeks. About a quarter of those people that have been unemployed, they've been unemployed longer than 27 weeks. Now that's important because you got a question. You're unemployed for 27 weeks. Number one, how hard are you actually looking? Number two, maybe you are retired at that point. So I think it's just really hard to find people to fill jobs, which makes it hard to continue growing payrolls, which deportations maybe is having some impact on that.
You mentioned healthcare earlier. Is that one of the places where demand is high, or at least there is demand in healthcare? Maybe people are just getting older?
Well, I mean, obviously we saw some huge shifts during COVID, and there's been a huge resurgence in healthcare jobs, I'd say over the last, what are we in now, 5 years? I can't believe COVID was about 5 years ago now. But that has definitely been an area of strength, and I think that will continue to be an area of strength over the next few months as well.
Okay, Chase Wilsey for us. Good to see you, Chase.
Good to see you.
Say hi to your dad for us.
Will do, will do.
Love having him on as well. Good to see you.